Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Going Dark podcast. I think we're on like 34 or something like that, maybe 35. And you're looking to I guess your right or your left, and you see a guy with an HD camera. That is not Chopper. That, my friends, is Ink. Inkslasher himself is here today. Chopper's in Japan for 2 weeks. And I said, we're just going to run one. So Ink said he wanted to come on. And we're going to chat about just about everything. But Ink, it's good to have you here, man.
Yeah, you kicked him out because he didn't have an HD camera, and now I'm here.
If you think we should kick Chopper out for not having an HD camera, comment it down below. We're gonna put all that stuff into consideration for next podcast. But pretty much to summarize, Ink. Well, actually, Ink, how you doing? How's life over there? I guess I should ask that about our guest.
Up in Canada, it's crazy hot right now.
Yeah.
And my office is I built an office in my garage, and it's probably like 40 degrees. So it's like 100 degrees freedom units here.
Is that sign behind you just extremely hot all the time?
No, it's not hot at all. It's like a neon sign, so it doesn't even heat up at all.
I need to get me one of those. I have a breach one, but like I don't know if you know this. Did yours like flicker when you had it in the background at first?
No.
You had to like change the camera shutter settings or something?
I did at one point, but it was actually more so the lights that I was using than the light behind me.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. But I have like a breach one, and every time I put it on in the background, it looked like there was a rave in the background, and I'm like, never mind. But anyway, so there's not a lot to talk about, but we do have a piece of information today that actually, before we went live on this podcast, just got leaked. I'm sure this is from every time we talk about a leak, it's always the ghost of hope in our podcast. But we have the information of when Call of Duty Next will supposedly be. And it's going to be at the end of September in Las Vegas. And real quickly, COD Next, if you don't know what this is pretty much where a bunch of influencers go and they play the game early and for a day or two, and then capture footage, stream, all that good stuff. So what do you think, Ink? I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of crazy. It seems like this is the latest it's ever been, in my opinion, maybe.
It's so the weirdest thing to come out of like the last 2 days is we said it, like there's been nothing. Like there's been just radio silence. Nothing. And then out of nowhere, they're kind of like, okay, world reveal on August 19th. And then it gets leaked about a month later is going to be COD Next.
Yeah.
So like you look at it and you're like, okay, COD Next is then probably the weekend after that, or the weekend it runs into is the beta. So then we're looking at end of October, early November for launch ish.
Yeah. I heard November. Like people are thinking November now this year.
I originally thought it was going to be early October, but maybe they're pushing it like later because like they want it for their Part 2 Black Ops games. I don't know.
No competition also now, I feel like Battlefield's not coming out. Splitgate, obviously, we'll talk about that later. We are going to talk about a couple other games here today, guys, as well. So my thought is like they just crushed every competition again. And it's like, well, we can take our time on this. Now GTA is not coming out anymore. Yeah. Like they're feeling good.
Well, they're feeling good, but then like you see the response to like
everything.
Another Black Ops game, to everything, yeah. But I like that's the thing, right? Is you have Black Ops 6, which had a huge launch, biggest launch ever, and then just lack of content. We were talking a little bit before the show. Like this season has been the longest season with really nothing.
Yeah.
So then during that season they show off the new game, which is the same name. Which I thought for sure they were going to take off the Black Ops name just to get away from it. Like it would still be David Mason, but just get rid of the name.
I actually love that idea, and I actually meant to do that that was supposed to be another bullet point in that video that I did. If you guys didn't see that, I kind of just gave up my actual thoughts of Black Ops 6 and what they need to do in Black Ops 7. Ink reacted to it. There was one point that I meant to add in there, and it was like literally dropping the Modern Warfare and Black Ops name. Like I feel like we got to go away from it. Now obviously we have Black Ops 7, and I'm pretty sure we're getting Modern Warfare 4, so the next one after that I feel like we got to get away from this. It's almost starting to feel like this Marvel franchise of like, okay, here's another Captain America movie. Here's another Doctor Strange movie. It's like, give me somebody new. So
yeah,
go ahead.
I just like they have to do that. I made a video where I wrote my own Call of Duty game and like called it Call of Duty Aftermath and like did like almost like a spin-off story of COD Ghost, like a post-apocalyptic story. Just because like I've talked about how many times can I make a video talking about the Masons or make a video talking about Price or like the same, like give me someone else to talk about it. Now we were just talking before. It's like the best video that I've had in the last 2 months is a Call of Duty World War II story video.
Yep.
Like an 8-year-old story that people are more interested in just because it's not one of the major mainline characters, right?
Yeah. Well, and also too, like with the Black Ops series with your videos, it kind of reminds me of Marvel in another way too of here comes Menendez. Like, didn't this guy die? Like what? It's like Robert Downey Jr. is now another character in the Marvel universe. We've lost the plot here, folks. And so I'm just like,
well, and then the rumor is too, is that not only that, but Menendez is going to be in the game, but he's dead based off of the canon.
Yes.
So he's just going to be in David Mason's head. So it's just going to be a big dream sequence.
Do you think it's like the Scarecrow thing? That's kind of what I compare it to, like Batman Scarecrow vibe.
I think so. I think it's just going to be like, or like there's multiple ways they could go with it because
I like that we don't know though. Like I feel like that's a good thing of like we don't know where this is gonna go. Hopefully it doesn't flop, but it's like okay, there's a lot but nobody cares. Like imagine if we had this hype back like when BO2 came out and then this was the next game. And then like you saw Menendez in it and you're like, holy crap, like is he back somehow?
But it's because they've brought back so many characters so many times. It means nothing.
It means nothing.
It's like, what do you do? Like,
it's a really good point you make because like your campaign videos, like I mean I remember watching them 5-6 years ago trying to get caught up for like Black Ops 4, and then Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign. And then, like, you know, like Cold War
could have had his wicked story.
Well, did Cold War do well for you, like, in terms of, like, story stuff? Because I feel like that was really, like, I wanted to know who Bell was and all that, and Adler and...
Yeah, I think those are some of my, like, biggest videos ever were, like, during that time. Wow,
it's not the same story. It's Cold War. Yeah. Shocking.
Yeah, and they need to do something... The only era that they don't have a game in the cinematic universe, if you want to call it that, is the early 2000s. Yeah. And originally people were like, they're going to do 9/11 for this game. Mm-hmm. Which, like, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, they ain't messing with that.
But like, I think you can take something like that and tell a tasteful story about it. Like, you don't have to go like full conspiracy or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you can tell a tasteful story. Like, there's movies about it. There's media about it. So like they have that era where they could do something, but rumor is that they're going to do this like future thing and then near future for Modern Warfare 4.
I just think that there's so many, like back in Black Ops 1, World at War, like I feel like they were just telling a story that was based off something real. Same thing with the Modern Warfares, obviously, but that I think sometimes Call of Duty doesn't realize how important a story is to like making the rest of the game kind of flow and be something that people actually care about.
I can give you the best example for this. And this is like just like recently talked about this on stream. Okay. Did you play Mind's Eye by any chance?
I didn't even attempt it.
Okay. So they made an open world game with nothing in the open world. Like you couldn't go in any of the buildings. There was no side missions. There was nothing. Yeah. So they had this like big, beautiful, essentially Las Vegas with nothing in it.
Okay.
And because there was nothing there, the game just felt completely empty. So when you have this like world that you build, but there's nothing there, there's no story, there's no like inklings. You don't go up to the shop and see like a display for some sort of thing that you then later see on someone's table. The world doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
It feels like it makes no sense whatsoever. And then it's just empty. And that's exactly what happened with that game. And then when you have Black Ops 6, where, oh, we're going to tell a story about Saddam Hussein or George H.W. Bush or Clinton, and then it comes out and then there's a fictional place called Avalon and then the turtles show up. It's like, okay, or
you've
not.
lost it. You lost the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's the Call of Duties that I've really drawn to the most. And even with MW19, I know a lot of people don't like that game, but when I look back to the overall product of it, like I love the story in MW19. The multiplayer, there were some decisions I didn't like, but I loved the gunplay, so I enjoyed that. And then Warzone 1 was phenomenal in my opinion. So it had like that complete package where it feels like
they told a story.
Yeah, it was all connected. Like the Warzone connected with the campaign, but it feels
when
like
they added an operator, the operator's bio had to do with how they were connected to Price or Task Force 141, or like Mace had like a little bit of backstory with Ghost, and like all of those tie-ins were like, it made it feel real.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with like MW3. And I think MW3 was such a great multiplayer, but I didn't play that game a ton just for the fact of nothing else like grabbed my attention. Like I remember playing that campaign and I'm like, whoa, that was awful. And so
I replayed it and I was like, because it was either that or Vanguard for the worst campaign. So I played them both.
Yeah.
And like Modern Warfare 3 is worse. Like I hate Vanguard's campaign.
Yeah.
I just think it's pointless. But like Modern Warfare 3, like there's like none of it matters. None of like
I've played every campaign except for Vanguard. Would you believe that? I have never played Vanguard campaign.
I wouldn't.
Like I don't see like there's no story going to continue with that I need to know. That's a one and done game that we'll never see again.
They could have done something all right with it. Like they had like an interesting concept, but then when the concept happened, do you know what happens in the campaign?
I remember there being a little bit of a feature where you could jump from player to player.
Only in the last mission.
Oh, okay. So that's the mission I played for a video, by the way. And just because I wanted to revisit a couple of them, and I was like, wow, this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, that was only in the last mission.
Okay, well,
the last mission they introduced, oh, this guy, like literally Hitler is dead. This guy's taking over for Hitler, and then 15 minutes later you kill him.
Okay, so the guy you chased down in that mission.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of sad. So is Hitler in the beginning of the campaign?
You don't see him.
Okay.
They just talk about him, and then like they're like, Hitler's dead, and then you chase this guy down and then like kill him, and then that's it. Like,
yeah. And you kind of like, even how you like kill him, you kind of get him kind of easy, if I remember correctly from playing that.
Super anticlimactic.
Yeah. That's kind of sad. Okay. Well, I won't play that unless somehow I don't actually, you know what? I'm probably never going to play that, guys. I'm sorry. Somebody out there is like, dude, I can't wait till he actually plays that. No, I probably won't. I'm gonna be honest. But, yeah, I mean, I think even with Black Ops 6, I didn't get drawn to the campaign. Modern Warfare 3, I didn't get drawn to it. Like,
so
MW19 and Cold War.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't been on here. The last time I came on here was right before Black Ops 6 came out.
We just had Mr. Dalek on, and the last time he was on was right before COD Next Black Ops 6.
Yeah, so like we were talking about the campaign then, and like the interesting thing about the Black Ops 6 campaign, and I did a review on it, and I said it doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game. Yeah. Like halfway through it feels like you're playing a horror game, or like the genre switches up. And I kind of like that. Like, and you could see where they went with that with Cold War, where they had like the espionage mission.
Yeah.
And like they kind of jump between genres. And then this one really does it. Like there's one mission feels like you're playing Silent Hill or something like that. And some people hated that. Like some people did not like that in the game whatsoever.
I think, I don't know. I didn't mind that zombies mission. I thought it was cool if it would have been a little quicker. I felt like that mission lasted 45 minutes, but I think that's like the style they're going for now with this open world. You know, bringing the little red, red, yellow, whatever cards back after you like took that or completed that section. I felt like it would have been good with like one or two of them. Like with the one with the mannequin. I think it was a mannequin, right? Where you like look around and you hear him behind you, but you don't know where he's at. I like that one. I thought the one with the grapple hook was not that bad. And then the other two I have no memory of actually. So, you were in the little circle. I hated that one. The water comes out and then Is that what was the fourth one?
So there were just, was there 4?
I thought there was 4 cars. Wasn't it like red, yellow, blue, and
so the one was the mimics, where like they had like the overview of the different places around the world where they were going to release gas or whatever.
Yeah.
But so in that campaign, the biggest problem I had with that campaign is like, and the thing that I do videos about is like they don't answer a question. Okay, I'm going to try to answer it. So like, who is Case? Or
Yeah.
the problem is though, is they left too many loose ends.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, who were Harrow's parents? Okay, we're just not going to answer that whatsoever. Who murdered him? Okay, you can speculate that one. If that was the only question, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
What happens at the end of the thing? Like, is Case dead? Is Harrow dead?
Who was the guy at the end?
I believe it was Jackson Kane, like
Okay.
the multiplayer guy, but like that went nowhere.
Well, I remember seeing it. I'm like, am I supposed to? I feel like that was like this big reveal, and I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
Well, it could be what they're gonna do with the story for season 5, because it seems like for season 5 they're gonna reveal who's in Pantheon. Maybe.
I feel like you're just getting kind of complicated now, you know? Like I don't know. I just, maybe I'm just too dumb to like actually pay attention and know what's going on, but I feel like I'm just I don't know.
I'm worried about Black Ops 7 for that. Like, I'm worried they're gonna go Black Ops 3 route where you need a physics degree to understand what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's good for you though.
Yeah, that would be good for me. But they don't like I don't know. Are you worried about like the open world campaign
I can't
stuff?
stand the open world idea. I just think that is not Call of Duty. I think maybe one mission or something like that would be okay. Like I actually think I was gonna call them bat suits, wing suits. That would be cool if like that was one mission. I hope they don't make that like every mission you drop into the area you're going into.
So here's my hope. This is if I was designing it and Activision overlords came down and said, you have to make this campaign, you're doing an open world campaign, I would be like, oh crap, we already screwed this up, but like, what can we do about it? So what I would do is I would have Avalon, and I would have that be the open world, and I'd have like little Easter eggs and tidbits hidden around that area. But as you go to a section, it immediately puts you into a linear mission. Like, this is just essentially a big hub. This is
like an HQ.
Avalon is your safe house.
Yeah.
Like all of Avalon is your safe house.
Yeah.
But are they going to do that? Almost certainly not, because they can do a co-op campaign. I have no problem with that. They've had like World at War was a co-op campaign.
Yeah.
So I've no problem with that. It's just the open world thing worries me.
Yeah, I don't know if I even like the safe house from Black Ops 6. Like I get it. And I guess what you think they're pulling that from like other games. I don't play a ton of other games. Isn't there games like that though, where you get back to the safe house and walk around, and you know, I've seen people find the little like footsteps on the ground with the flashlight. I mean, that kind of stuff is cool.
Yeah, so what I said they should have done, and I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but if you did with each season, maybe in the mid-season, kind of like what they did with raids, where they added one other mission with each season.
Yeah.
And then so that you add a mission, and then they add like an Easter egg within the safe house each season. That would be like a really good way of building out that story, instead of just like a minute-long cutscene.
Yeah.
And I understand that that's more work than them, and they'll never do that. But I thought like with the safe house, it was like a really good way to do that. And then I wanted headquarters back. I think that would.
Hey, I'm fighting. When I talked with Greg, me and Chopper had him on, and I think I put a little note on there that was like, he tweeted something like he didn't enjoy headquarters, like it was like a flop, and I'm like, it wasn't a flop. It was a flop because you couldn't get into a game in the first week of the.
Yeah, it was broken.
Yeah, like that doesn't mean the idea was a flop. The idea was great, but
yeah, like you go into it now, and it's like
it's phenomenal.
You have thtimed missions that you can do. You have your daily challenges. You have all these people around. It's a great idea, and it's a great start to what it could be.
Yeah,
but you get DMZ in there, and then throw the headquarters in, and then you have the shops where you take everything. now you're cooking.
Yeah.
Right?
And he said, and he even said in the podcast that he was like, if we would have had a little bit more to do, it would have been better. But again, you only did it 1 year. So
yeah,
imagine if we had HQ every single year after World War II, what it could have been turned into. And it's just like, why do we get rid of this stuff?
Imagine, okay, hear me out. You remember how we had Black Ops 1? You're sitting in the chair, you're looking at the TV screen.
Yes.
Imagine you're in the main menu and you have like your options, you have like your single player campaign, but instead of getting out of the chair, you turn around and you're in the headquarters and you can walk straight back into the headquarters.
I'm telling you that I wonder what with them kind of, I don't know if this has anything to do with what we're kind of talking about, but I think you've seen like how HQ, it seems like there's a leak that it's kind of going away and all the games are kind of,
I saw a leak about it.
Yeah. So apparently MW2 and MW3 are going to be like separate downloads. You can open them. I'm telling you, I have an Xbox with all my games downloaded, and it is quicker for me to close a game, put a disc in, than it is for me to close out a BO6 and go to like Modern Warfare 2. Like, how is that possible in 2025 that it takes that long to get into a game? I can't get over that. I can't get over it. Like, you want people playing it, but you're making it difficult for people to play it?
And so is skill-based matchmaking. Like, we could talk about skill-based matchmaking forever, and I'm sick of hearing about it. But
yeah,
when Marvel Rivals came out, and you could press play in that game, and you were in a game in 3 seconds, literally 3 seconds.
Splitgate was very great for that as well.
But like, you'd have that, and then you play Call of Duty, and it's a minute and a half, or you play solos in Warzone. And it took me 10 minutes to get into a game.
I think did you tweet that?
Yeah. And then it was right around the time where they were doing the solo casual thing. And people were really mad that they only put in solo casuals. Well, it took you 15 minutes to get into a solo game.
I know.
So like, sure, leave it in there. But then when everyone goes and plays solo casuals, now you're 20 minutes to get into a game.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably partially from skill-based matchmaking because it makes everything worse. But
what did you think about my actually, I think, well, you reacted to the video and I watched a little bit of it. What did you think about my take about bots in multiplayer?
I don't know. It's
a dangerous road that you go down with that. But I think that's they're not going to get rid of skill base. So what's the next? And I'm not thinking like bots in search and destroy, because that would just ruin the mode. But domination, hardpoint, TDM, where it's like just kind of killing and objective based. What if you wanted to camo grind? I watch people camo grind, and I'm like, that looks like one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, you want my hot take? It's that the camo grind is one of the worst things
that happened to Call of Duty
that's been implemented, because the challenges suck. The challenges are boring as hell. Well, like, get me in the game to play the game in a different way. Like, you know what a good challenge is?
Yeah.
When they had gunfight tournaments and you have to win a tournament, or you have to win 10 tournaments to get something.
Yeah.
Like, okay, make me play that game mode. Why has there never been search and destroy tournaments? You have a bracket system.
I have no
Why
idea.
is that not there? Like, it's and then you need to win 50 search and destroy tournaments and you get some crazy skin. I'm grinding that out in a weekend, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the thing that I said with that was the modes. Like, Black Ops 6 just catered the entire thing to a TikTok brain. Like the maps, the modes have literally been stakeout 24/7 since like week 2. And I know a lot of my buddies that play Black Ops 6, they are camo grinders, and I'm like, that's not my thing, but I get it. And when they got done camo grinding, that was it. They stopped playing the game. So if you're gonna have that style of game, I feel like you got to have some sort of camos over time. Like, hey, in December, we're releasing a brand new camo that you can unlock by doing blah, 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 blah.
Well, go back and look at World War II, right? That was how supply drops worked then.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have the new season, you'd have like 60 new items and supply drops that you could grind for. As soon as they removed supply drops, they removed the extra RNG systems, which, if you didn't have to pay for them, I think is a good retention system.
Yeah.
And then they didn't replace it with anything. They replaced it with bundles and camos that you could grind for once.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right where you do that. And as far as bots in multiplayer, we've had them. We had Invasion in Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. I'm thinking more on like Team TDM vibe.
Yeah, like we never had 6v6, but I don't know. Like then you have 3v3 with 3 bots. I don't know.
I think it's gonna happen regardless of what we
probably.
Like, I just don't think there's any way, because there's no way the data is not telling them everybody's booting into Rebirth casual, Warzone casual. There's just no way that data is not. I feel like it's almost going to be at one point Call of Duty is going to be casual playlist, rank playlist. And there will be no more TDM against 6v6. Like, that's where I see it going.
This is what I said to your video is, first of all, I think ranked play is another hot take. Ranked play in Call of Duty is one of the stupidest things that exists. It's a completely different game than the actual game.
It should not be. The pros that make the game and they ban all this stuff, I think that's one of the dumbest ideas they have. The game, when the ban and protect system of BO3, that was it. That was it. Okay, guess what? Yeah, it takes a little longer to get into a game, but guess what? You're seeing different guns. Oh, this guy runs Afterburner. Let's ban it for him. Like, and then it brings in all this flair and variety, and it's like, then you're using stuff that the public uses.
So I think there just needs to be Halo 3 system where your public matches, it displays an SR rating. They're gonna do it anyway. Just show it. And then you have your casual playlist. Sure, throw in bots in that. You know what? Like if you're gonna do that, do it that way.
Yeah,
and then
I like that.
I think just freaking get rid of ranked, because when you can use 3 weapons, like how do you not get bored of that?
I have no idea. The people still playing ranked today, that's insane. Literally to me, that's insane.
But like you're gonna get comments on this that people who play ranked all the time are like, it's the purest form. It's just like, okay, yeah, like you could also go back and play Call of Duty 1 and have like no running or like whatever. Like,
the crazy thing is, if you ever play Call of Duty 2 randomly, that game feels so good still in today's age. I don't know how or why. Maybe just the overall layout. Maybe, I don't know. It just was like, despite having that we always talked about that. I don't know if me and Chopper talked about that in another podcast about like how Halo added running, and they were trying to keep up with like today's trends, but like they lost what made Halo because of it.
That's an interesting point.
Just because like Halo 3 is an amazing game, and yeah, it's a little slower, but like CS:GO, you can't run. You know, you just kind of, I don't know. I feel like these games are just trying to be, every game is trying to be another game rather than being themselves. And I think that's the biggest mistake.
Every shooter's trying to be Call of Duty and then killing itself.
And then Call of Duty's trying to be GTA with an open world game. And it's like, what are we doing?
Fortnite.
And then Fortnite with the skins. It's like, okay, guys, we got to just be yourself. And I promise you. And I think MW19, that's why I give so much love to MW19 despite the issues. I do feel like that game stayed true to like and I'll get pushback for this for sure for saying this, but like it stayed true to at least what like COD was in terms of campaign and visuals over the year. Like they didn't get anything crazy. It felt like you were in a modern shooter the entire year.
So here's what, before Black Ops 7 is fully revealed or anything, they already said that there's no wall running. I think that's a mistake. If you're going to do a futuristic shooter and you're going to go future with it, commit, right? Like that's going to be your identity.
Be your identity. Yeah.
Don't go halfway. Don't like, we've seen what happens when they go halfway. It's like, it's a mess of what it actually is. Like even back in the day, I still to this day think wall running was supposed to be in Black Ops 4. Like
they said that, didn't they? Didn't they say it was supposed to be?
I don't know, but there were certain maps that like clearly had like, oh, you're supposed to wall run over this gap.
Yeah.
And I felt like when it came out, it felt weird because it like they gave up on what they thought it could be because they were scared. And already the sentiment is low with Black Ops 7 because of what is going on with Black Ops 6. So just if you're gonna risk it, risk it.
Yeah.
Is like how I look at it.
Yeah, I think Black Ops 4 just felt like they were trying to do a lot of stuff in a little bit of time. And that was like the era, like obviously the era of Battle Royale came out of nowhere. And I just Black Ops 4 is the one Call of Duty I just did not enjoy. I loved Blackout, but I just felt like the multiplayer was kind of thrown together. I felt like specialists were way worse compared to BO3.
They were too much. They were just too.
They were
like,
overpowered.
Spammed.
They were way overpowered. And then like the 150 health, I didn't jive with that. Like
I think it's a similar thing, and we said we were going to talk about this to Splitgate.
Yeah.
Where when you have this like weird, crazy movement, and then you have a higher time to kill, you now have a bigger skill gap. It's now harder to get into, and like the tweet that we were talking about, the Charlie Intel tweet.
Yeah.
They lose 90% of their players already.
Yeah, I can. So real quickly, what he's talking about is there's a tweet from Charlie Intel reporting that Splitgate had over, what was it? Was it $400,000 marketing budget? I don't even have it pulled up now that I said that, but
yeah, it was $400,000 marketing budget for influencers, I think it said.
Yes, and they cut it all, and now the player base is just kind of gone.
Yeah, so it's like I did a video, like I watched a video on stream earlier today, and it's like when I looked, the Steam chart was at 900 players on Steam at like maybe 10 in the morning Eastern time, and peak of 2000, which is like 10% of what their peak was.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, if you're working at Splitgate, how do you salvage this now? Like,
I think you got to do a few things and relaunch that bad boy, is my opinion. Like, I think you gotta, well, one of the suggestions I gave to him was the Battle Royale I liked, but I told him, I said, I can't play this by myself. Like, there's no solo mode.
So I think the big problem was
it's the factions.
Part of their marketing was, okay, we're an arena shooter and we're going to bring back arena shooters. Here's a battle royale.
Yes.
They should have held back the battle royale until their player numbers dropped, then released it to get like a second wave.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they didn't. They, like, for lack of a better way of saying it, blew their load all at once.
Yeah.
And then, like, what do you have now? There's no ace in the hole for you to like pull out and be like, but wait, there's more, or like, because changing a gameplay mechanic or changing factions or changing the class system at this point is not going to bring more players in. And I say the same thing about Call of Duty, actually. It's just like, with the way that the game is right now, you need to hype up whatever this new thing is in order to bring players back. And the way that they have marketed Warzone with Verdansk, and the way that they are marketing Beavis and Butthead or everything like that, is not to get new players. It's to sell more things.
Yeah.
And eventually those players will run out unless you market something new.
Yeah. I felt like, I don't know if you actually saw the Splitgate tweet when they were teasing what the thing they were talking about was, and they didn't tell anybody, even like
the trailer.
When they were saying like, we got something that we're going to be bringing, and obviously it was obviously it was the battle royale that they were teasing.
Yeah.
But nobody knew, like not even Scump. Like Scump was on stream, like they haven't even told us. And especially with like sponsorship opportunities, usually advance like what you're playing, and they didn't tell him. And so a lot of the comments underneath were Splitgate because of was the campaign because of the way they did the trailer. Even I thought it was a campaign.
So I made a video like on second channel reacting to that and being like, this would be a sweet campaign.
It would be an amazing campaign.
Like what they did with it, where like the guy's kid died.
I know.
And he sees the flower, and like I'm like, this is like, I haven't seen a shooter game with this type of storytelling in years. So like, I'm all here for it. And then it's like, wait, battle royale.
It's a battle royale. And I think I even said, like I commented, I commented, if this is a campaign, that is a great idea. Because then you get people connected to the story, and it gives you the lay of the land with like the multiplayer, like where the map, like, that's what I always loved about old school COD was like, you know, you go into Dome in World at War, the final mission, you're in Dome, and then you play multiplayer and you're in Dome, and you're like, holy crap, like that's where I was planting the flag. It just all ties in together. Zombie, same way, like Airfield was the first map. I think it's Airfield, right? Yeah. So it just all has that connection where, I don't know, I feel like that's what's missing from a lot of these games now. Let's just throw out X Defiant, same way. Let's just throw out a multiplayer game.
So that's exactly what I was going to say. X Defiant is a perfect example of that because it had no identity, because it took the identity from all these different games.
Yes.
So like, there is no story for this game because the story is 7 different games all thrown into one.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's coming full circle to what we talked about at the beginning. When you have this overarching story and the world feels real and connected, it means a lot. Like this playing on Dome or playing on whatever feels like it means just like a little bit more.
I really feel like that's what I think. If Splitgate could somehow turn it around and drop a campaign. Now, I don't know if they're working on that. I have no information on that, but
I don't think they are.
I don't think that they are either, but I feel like that would have been the move. It's almost like with Halo with the BR. Like if they would have dropped the BR with Infinite, I think that game is totally different. And it's like, I feel like Splitgate's the same way. They took the opposite approach of Halo, where they're like, we're going to do what Halo was supposed to do, where I think they could have maybe chosen a different route and been a little bit different. Like you said, that story from that trailer, I'm like, this could be good if this is actually what they're releasing. Like, I'm excited to play this campaign.
The only game that I can think of that is a free-to-play game that did a campaign was Delta Force with Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
And they were originally going to charge for it, and I think last minute they're like, no, it's free.
What did you think about that campaign? Like, did it feel free, or was it actually pretty good?
No, it was pretty good. The problem is you couldn't play it solo because it was so hard. Like it was literally a co-op campaign that you couldn't play solo. And if Call of Duty does that with this year's campaign, they're screwed. Like,
yeah.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you want a game to do well and it's like a co-op game, you need to be able to do it solo.
Yes.
That's why the Call of Duty raids never got the numbers that they could have. Those things were awesome. They were fun.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do them solo.
Yep. Yeah, I remember doing the Modern Warfare 2 one where you had to, like, I don't know which one it was. Modern Warfare 2, and I was in like this big open area and you had to do like numbers. Like time them together, like go click 7, then go click 8, then go click 4. Yeah. And I'm like, this is a nightmare with 4 people.
Yeah, and you have to have the community, like, which I think there's a place for that. Like if you made the raids and then maybe made a hard version of it where then, okay, now you need to have like the communication or whatever.
Yeah.
That might make a little bit more sense. Like they do exist. Like Destiny has the raids and things like that. But if the game as a whole, and that's I think was one of the problems with like DMZ. Like you go to DMZ, you go to play it solo, and it's a rough experience.
Yeah, you're going against 8-man stack, and you're like, okay, well, this is stupid. I don't feel like doing this anymore. I guess with not Destiny. I'm sorry. I do want to, I guess, transfer over a little bit. You may be able to explain this a little bit better to me. I want to talk about that Battlefield. I guess it was some sort of blog that came out that said they were doing create a class, I believe. And I saw the comments and they didn't look very good.
So they released it in 2 sections. One was explaining that you can use any weapon with any class, which like the veteran Battlefield players didn't like. Then the second one, they kind of explained how the classes would work a little bit more. So you get a slight bonus if you use a sniper with a recon class, for example.
Yeah.
And then each class would have like a tree of 2 selections that you could go down that you would get perks that you would earn throughout a game. And by the end, you could earn essentially a score streak. Like the example they gave was like a UAV that you would get over time with XP. And then there was like traits of each class and like just how classes work. And I think the main thing people were mad about is you could use any weapon with any class.
Okay. And it needs to be like with Battlefield, they're tied usually to like sniper is blank and
yeah.
So
it's obvious what it's for. And like their statement of we're going to get, or maybe it wasn't a statement, it might've been a leak of we want to get 100 million players.
I saw that
on this game, which okay, I said it in a video. I said like, what are you thinking? Like, are you crazy? And people are like, oh no, they're gonna. Warzone did that in 18 months during COVID,
Yeah.
100 million players.
Yeah.
During COVID. And
And
that's
now
when there was a boom for battle
I was
royale.
gonna say that's one of the like greatest times ever to release that.
Yeah. And like there's like maybe like if you do the free to play component, like maybe over years and years and years, I just don't see it. Like, and I think a Battlefield game is gonna do really well right now. Like people are looking for that like military shooter kind of thing. But 100 million, like
That's a lot of players.
yeah.
And I agree. I think they have a really good opportunity to sneak in here and kind of I don't know. I think if they keep it very military like, I think they got a real shot. If I think
Rumors are they're making a campaign.
I would hope.
So, but the other rumor is that they're having problem developing the campaign.
Have you ever played any of the Battlefield campaign? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, my favorite ones are the Bad Company ones.
Okay.
They actually like had like funny characters in them.
I wanted to play the Battlefield 1 campaign.
Yeah, I would say it's got like a similar feel to like World War II's campaign.
Okay. Which I like that.
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, because Battlefield, I mean, I've always debated on covering it a little bit on my channel, but I don't have the knowledge that I have like with Call of Duty, but I don't know if people care about that. Like they just maybe want to see me try it out. But I've always found that game interesting. I've always found it a little bit slow though, in my opinion. Like you're spawning, you have the overview. That's the one thing I didn't like about MW19. Remember when you would die, it would show the map.
Eagle vision.
I'm like, yes, dude, this is why I play Call of Duty and not Battlefield. Like, get me back into the action. So there's a couple things about Battlefield that just it's the slower pace. You got to run a lot to find people. If you die, you got the eagle vision. And again, as a rusher in COD, it's like not my style of game.
Well, it's not a arena shooter, it's a sandbox shooter.
Yeah.
So you get the pleasure from playing it from a different thing. Like in Call of Duty, what I think like some of like the enjoyment about playing multiplayer is like you get a streak, okay, dopamine hit, right? Oh, you get another streak, another dopamine hit. In Battlefield, it's like you get the dopamine from the crazy stuff you'll do. Okay,
Yeah.
plane spawned beside me. I hopped in that plane and flew it into someone, and like whatever that moment happened, right? So it's definitely,
I agree.
It's a shooter, but it's a different genre, I think, almost.
It's funny you say that. Actually, I want to bring that up real quick. Is the kill streak? Chopper made a really, really good point when we were talking to Greg about how skill-based matchmaking kind of hurts Call of Duty, because Call of Duty at its core is kind of a pub stomping game. Like your goal at COD is to get the Harrier, then the chopper gunner, then the nuke. And I think in the last couple Call of Duties, the skill-based matchmaking is so strict. I mean, I'm happy when I'm playing Black Ops 6 when I am, which is a blue moon. I'm happy to get a UAV. I'm like, okay, we got a UAV. We're making progress. And like you said, a dopamine hit was back in the day getting wraps, getting dogs, getting... And Yeah.
Like that's what like the streaks suck in that game.
Oh, they're so bad.
There's no focus. He's 100% right. Skill-based matchmaking takes that away, and then so they put the focus on the camo grind or like those little things, and that's what you get your dopamine from. But once that's gone, that's gone. So you wonder why?
You remember the sniper's nest in Black Ops 4? I mean, that is one of the most overpowered streaks I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's like, you would never have that nowadays because I feel like people would quit. And that's where I go to, whatchamacallit? What am I saying here? The bots. Like, you're going to be able to get those streaks again and wreak havoc. And then also camo grind at the same time. And that's where I'm like, unfortunately, I just think that's where we're headed.
I truly believe that like we need to get away from like the just idea of camo grinding. Like it needs to be,
yes.
Like, there needs to be challenges. There needs to be rewards. There needs to be good rewards. But like just seeing World War II again and seeing how they do it with like the time challenges, giving you like it doesn't even need to be a currency, but like this thing that then you can earn directly something else, and these things would come up and they'd add new ones. And it wasn't just, oh, I can grind for this camo. You could,
Yeah.
but you could also do all of this other stuff. And that was like, get rid of supply drops. Cool. No one wants gambling in the game, but come up with something else as another way of getting those things or earning things.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why you couldn't have kept collections but got rid of the supply drops. Well, there is, because they can't make money off of that. But
I thought the COD like Modern Warfare Remastered was such a good and fun system. I mean, it was World War II, but
yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
But again, I said that in the video. I keep going back to that video. Like COD 4 Remastered did such a good job of bringing in customization to a game that didn't have it, while keeping the point of the game Modern Warfare. Like you never felt like you weren't playing Modern Warfare in that game.
That's true, yeah.
And I'm just like, man, this is what a COD needs. Okay, bring all the throw it at the wall. I don't care if there's a billion different outfits that you can wear. Just make sure they're just a little bit like, don't go that crazy with them.
The way that they're doing Call of Duty now makes me almost feel as though they're trying to go in a direction where they're going to start to do, oh, we're actually going to do 2 Call of Duty games a year. We're going to do a remastered one, and we're going to do a full launch one. And because the game's dead every summer. Like
it's dead before that now. It's dead in January.
Yeah, right? So, okay, let's put out a remastered every May.
I would be so down with that.
And like they have Game Pass now.
Yeah.
So, but the only problem is the egregious microtransactions. I would prefer for them to charge $40 for it than just load it up with like Beavis and Butthead or whatever.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I said that at a certain one, but man, the idea of bringing a remaster back from the OGs like every couple, or I don't know how you do it, because then you have to get all these studios in there, but
they don't. Here's the thing though, they don't even have to do that. What they could do is they could just take the old games
and fix them,
re-release them. Yeah. So you have Game Pass now as this like vehicle to do it, and you add controller support for PC.
Yeah.
You add crossplay, would be arguable just for cheaters, and so maybe you don't do that one, but you add controller support for PC. You add a field of view slider, and you fix the servers, and then you say every May we're adding the next game or a game to Game Pass like they did with World War II, and it's just a little bit revamped.
Yeah. I think, oh man, even getting World War II on Game Pass, just seeing the, like, you go play that game now and you can choose any game mode and there's people on it. And I think that game's going to live on for a good bit, because
I think it was a test.
I totally agree. I think that was one, like, we know how far we've gotten away from like the skins and crap like that. Let's see if people like this one.
I think it was a test for 2 reasons. One, are people going to go back and play it?
Yes.
Like, and 2, are people going to spend money on supply drops when they do?
I did it. I did a whole video on opening supply drops in World War II, and I see. I enjoyed the system. I think that, well, World War II did it right, where you could earn stuff naturally. It wasn't just only through supply drops. If you want to go spend money on supply drops and try to get a gun quicker or a suit quicker, be my guest. But allow me to be able to grind for that gun, grind for that skin naturally. I don't mind that system. I get you got to make money and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that game had like systems in it where they built into it where it almost felt like they were leaning towards like a more MMO style thing, with the headquarters, going to the vendors, getting challenges. The challenges would reset every so long. You'd have your daily challenges, your weekly challenges, which is very like MMO-esque. And that's when Call of Duty became big, is when they adapted things from other genres. Like when you look back at COD 4, they took RPG elements. They took leveling, they took unlocking things.
Yep.
They took like not skill trees, but like perks. You took an RPG and threw it into a first-person shooter, and then that was taking MMO elements and putting it into a first-person shooter.
I actually didn't mention this, but I saw Ghost of Hope tweet this yesterday, and he said what's a game mode that you'd like to see return in Call of Duty that it no longer is in Call of Duty? This is a side note. I know we didn't even talk about this, but anything at the top of mind.
Do you have like a quick answer, or like
you know, it's funny. I really liked Blitz in COD Ghosts.
Okay, football. Is that the football game?
No, Blitz was where you had like there was like a circle. It was almost like capture the flag, but without the flag. And then when you went inside the circle, you disappeared. You got a point, and then you spawned back on your side. I thought it was very fun. It's I mean, it's kind of a mindless game because like sometimes you might not even get into a gunfight. You'll just sprint to the other side, get in, run back, get in. But I just thought it was kind of a fun. I think Uplink should come back, which I think it's rumored to come back and all that stuff.
If I was to pick something like that, it probably wouldn't be like just a straight up game mode. It would be more like one with like a feature, like wager matches from Black Ops 1 or gunfight tournaments.
Yeah.
Or like something like that. I think I would go for a little bit more. Like, I mean, I always liked War and like World at War.
Yep. I think wager matches, I don't know how that hasn't come back, where you can have an in-game currency, like even in World War II with your things that you would unlock stuff with. Imagine you could bet those inside the game and play, and just, you know, it would just be crazy.
Yeah, but again, it's because they want to make money off of those, and the gameplay goes to the wayside when it comes to that, because they easily could have done it where you bet whatever 50 armory credits on your 1v1 in the headquarters.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, and that would have been good. You would have seen people been in there forever. They would just keep going.
Yeah.
Man, there's just some decisions that I just wish that, and I keep referencing the video I put out, but I just feel like they're looking at the money, and they're not looking at the money that they're losing. Like if they were to bring in a default army guy and sell that, like would they get more because people are like, oh, they're not bringing Beavis and Butthead in.
I would love to know like a little bit more behind the scenes how those crossovers actually go down.
Yeah.
Because it's not like there's a lack of 1990s movies that wouldn't fit in with the game.
Yeah.
Or TV shows or whatever. But they go with like the most outrageous. And I think it comes back to like when they added in like the waifu bundles with Modern Warfare 2019 or Nicki Minaj, or like the #1 selling bundles out there. But then they go cartoons. It blew me away when the
Beavis and Butthead definitely. I think that was the one that kind of put everybody off, kind of thing. Like it had been. Maybe that was kind of the one that hit the top of the. Because didn't it get like a ton of views on like Twitter of how many, and then people were like, well, they're never going to get rid of these skins because look how much views this have. But I think the views are saying like that's saying how bad people they don't like it.
Well, I tweeted out an end game screen with Beavis and Butthead, Ninja Turtles, and I think Seth Rogen was the other one. And I said, this could very well be Black Ops 7 on day one.
Yeah.
If they carry forward content.
Yeah. which is scary. Because
new game.
Well, do you think they're going to have carryover?
I hope not.
Okay.
But
I don't know if they've confirmed it or not.
They have not yet. But I just the bloat of all the weapons is like a lot, like already barrier to entry. And then you'd feel like you're playing the same game for another year. Like that's they know the feedback they got on the $70 DLC. This year's going to be $80 DLC.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be okay with just starting fresh again, but I feel like you're going to have the thoughts of like you're so microtransaction focused that there's always going to be the argument of, oh, I bought all this stuff, why can't I use it in this game? But we've been dealing with that since map packs in World at War. Like you didn't get the maps coming, like you didn't play Bonsai in MW2.
So my answer to that is that they need to change the way that they do microtransactions. You need to get rid of blueprints. You're now buying camos. You buy camos for either ARs, SMGs, sniper rifles, or whatever.
Should have always been camos.
Yeah, and those can carry forward. There's no reason why.
Yeah.
Why do your mastery camos not carry forward to the next game? It seems like that's an easy thing to just be like, oh yeah, like you can use that on even the new weapons, and then we're gonna have a crazier camo coming out this year that you can earn. And then if they would have stuck with, like, instead of releasing skins but just operators that fit into the world, I wouldn't have as much of a problem if, okay, they have a World War II game. You can play as the World War II characters in 2035 if they at least feel like they're real people, not a Ninja Turtle, you know?
Yeah. I hope, I mean, and I said, I'm going to say it again, but I said in the video, I know that these collabs are 3, 6. I mean, they're probably way, you know, so when that tweet came out that people were saying that COD knew that the skins were looking a little crazy, you know, they had Ninja Turtles, Beavis and Butthead in the pipeline. Like, that wasn't like they're just going to go, oh guys, never mind, we're not doing that anymore. That's already signed, dealt with, and they got to put that out.
All of the Black Ops 6 content's done. Like, I would guarantee it. Like, they're not making
collabs
anything
and stuff.
new. Yeah. Like, that's already done, decided, signed off on, contracted, like all of it.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing anything new. Also, how wild was it that we've been asking for a John Wick skin for 10 years
and you get Ballerina? And I'll raise you one. Fringe coming back, season 4 of Black Ops 6, the game that nobody cares about. And Fringe is literally probably my top 5 maps of all time.
It's the best map in Black Ops 6 right now.
Yeah, well, of course, because it's one of the best maps of all time and one of the best in Black Ops 3.
Yeah, and then like all the rumors around wall running, and then they don't put wall running.
It's sad. Because
strange times.
I still think that there's going to be some sort of mechanic in that game that is not wall running, but they're advertising it as something else.
Well, they're saying wall jumping.
I think it's going to be something like that. I think it's going to be like where you don't want to say wall running because you know you're going to get the casuals like, oh, this game's got wall running in it. I ain't playing that game. And it's like, but if you title it something else, even though it's kind of the same thing, I think you're good.
But my biggest worry for Black Ops 7 is, like, how do they market this thing to actually sell it? And I thought that first teaser that they put out, where it was almost unrecognizably a Call of Duty game, like it didn't look like a Call of Duty game, was a smart move.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, this isn't a DLC, this is something else.
Yeah,
right. And so I thought that was good, but then the radio silence after that, and then when they're announcing a world premiere or world reveal, like nothing leading up to that, like no, like normally they do like an ARG or like something in Warzone or like little teasers. It's just like, oh no, it's coming this day.
Yeah, I agree. I was trying to think of anything else to talk about. We've already hit an hour, which is wild.
Yeah, that was quick.
I don't have anything else off the top of my head unless something is jumping out at you.
I mean, I'll ask you a question to end it off.
Absolutely, I would love one.
If Black Ops 7's coming out this year, as a content creator, you want something in it to make content. What would that like one thing be that would like make making content for that game be better?
I think something with the guns, I think. I think MW3 had it right with the aftermarket parts. I think that is definitely the way forward to, because I remember seeing a bunch of people, like, I felt like the MW3 content was flowing. And then Black Ops 6 like promised a very similar feature of aftermarket. They said it
was going to be better.
It was going to be better. And I don't even know if they released anything. I mean, not that I know of.
Is there anything in Black Ops 6 that's even close to like a get higher event?
A blueprint bundle. That's what that is. Yeah. I think that one is going to be that style of content. Because I think, like I said, camos, unless they make the camo grind like you're talking about, which I don't think they will, and produce more content, like more camos over time that you can earn, that would be another thing. But I think you just got to give us stuff to grind, weekly challenges, stuff like that people will care about because it keeps them on the game.
Yeah, and like I think in general, that's the best kind of idea. And I mean, one of the times I've seen the community most engaged this year was when we had the RNG based event for Verdansk, where you had to go and hit those.
Did you ever see the video of mine with that?
No.
I got it on the first chest that I ever did.
Are you serious?
I played Warzone one time. And I booted into the game. I put the clip up. I think it's a short, and it has like 1 million views because I was like...
Was that pre-update that made it easier?
That was pre-update.
Yeah, so I think you had like every chest was like a 1 in 100 or maybe even 1 in 1,000 chance.
I got it in the, like, legitimately it was my first game. And I'm like, my reaction, I had no idea that was happening. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, why is it doing that? And the funny thing is I died after because somebody sprinted over to the area
to see what it was.
To see what it was going on, or they knew what was going on, because I had no idea. And I'm like, I literally was like, what a dumb idea that was. And then everybody started spamming because I was live, and everybody's like, you just got the skin. You just got the skin. I'm like,
you're probably like one of the first people to.
Oh, like... I tweeted it out, and a bunch of people like, because they're like, you got to put that out. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So, but I do agree that was kind of if I would have known about that, that would have been kind of a cool thing to.
Yeah, and people were like playing the game in a different way, right? Like they were going in and mapping out a route of where they all were.
Yeah.
And it was like RNG based. And then like they had that awesome event where you had to like go around the map and do these different things, and just nothing like that.
I can't remember where that video I'll have to send that to you later because it was funny. But I think that might do it.
Right on.
You know where I'm headed after this? I'm going to Chipotle.
Of course. You know, want to hear something sad?
You don't even have a Chipotle, do you?
Like an hour and a half drive.
I wouldn't do that. I love Chipotle. Yeah. If you're watching, I would do that actually. Just kidding. No. That's a lot. Do you have anything like it?
Yeah, like there's a ton. They're just not as good. Like everywhere you go around here, you ask for guac and they pull out a knife and like spread it on the top of it. They don't take like a spatula and slap it down on there.
That ain't right.
It's wrong.
Yeah. So hopefully we both get invited to COD next and we can go to Chipotle again.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, that was last year, right? Did we do Chipotle last year?
We did Cheesecake Factory.
That's what. Oh man, that's another one that's so good.
Yeah.
I really hope. I don't know why we wouldn't be invited, but I always get a little like, okay, man, hopefully I didn't say anything that I got. But
you never know.
You never know that if one person gets mad over something you said, and then you are gone, man. But
I mean, I've said a million like things they need to fix, and I mean, if they get mad at that, they get mad at that.
Yeah.
Speak your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's just like, it's one of those things where I think it's fun to be around like-minded people and COD
you learn a lot from them too. Like just content creation wise. Oh, you tried this and it worked.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. Yeah. Right.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. But anyway, thanks for hopping on. We will have you on before a year. We told Mr. Dalek the same thing. Like, let's not make it another year till we do.
Yeah, have me on after Black Ops 7 comes out and we'll talk about the campaign.
I was gonna say that's 100% what we need to do.
Perfect.
All right, brother. Well, everybody at home, make sure you follow Ink on everything. It'll be in the description. And make sure you leave a 5-star if you're on Spotify and Apple. And if you're on YouTube, like the video. Come on, man. And I think that's it. This was episode 34 or 35. We don't know. We'll find out. You let us know in the comments. But subscribe, and I think we'll see you in the next one.